Good day, everyone. So, before we discuss our lesson 3, let me just tackle our learning objectives, wherein you're expected to identify the different techniques to summarize an academic text, value the importance of summarizing an academic text, and utilize different techniques to summarize an academic text. So, our lesson 3 is about summarizing academic texts. But what is summarizing? Summarizing is a brief restatement of a text's main idea and key points, meaning from the longer passage to shorter passage, which consists the main idea of the text. For example, if you are going to buy a particular book or an article, the first thing that you will do is to read the overview at the back of the book for you to understand the idea of the story, no? And that is summarizing. Now, on the other hand, what is academic text? Academic text is text written by and meant to be read by experts. When you say experts, those are professionals. Depends on what field they are into. For example, again, if you were a doctor, then probably you're going to write about medicals or medicine. And if you are an engineer, then therefore the language that you will use is all about formulas, no? So that is academic text. It depends on your expertise, no? Now, summarizing an academic text is a brief restatement of text written by and meant to be read by expert. Again, it is just a shorter message or a shorter explanation about particular texts. Now, for you to easily understand the context of that longer text. Next, and if you are summarizing, you cannot add your opinions when you summarize. You cannot code extensively, meaning to say it is not opinionated. If you could remember during our lesson 1, academic text only consists formal language and it is not opinionated. Then therefore, when you also summarize a particular academic text, then you should get the idea or the information from the article itself, not from your opinions. Now, how does summarizing an academic text help you? So, we can easily understand the main idea and key points of a longer text. As I said earlier, from the longer text or from the longer passage to a shorter passage. Kasi 'di ba, if you could notice, some of us tamad talagang magbasa ng mahabang storya. So what will I do or what we will do is to read the shorter one for us to easily understand the context or the idea of the story or of what kind of article is that. No? And next, we have different techniques in summarizing an academic text. And the book that I use as an example is the Jose Rizal Life Works and Writings. And the first techniques that we have is called Somebody Wanted But So Then. So somebody wanted but so then helps to generalize, organize, and recognize cause and effect to or to get the main idea. No? So, for example, the first thing that you have to locate when you are using the somebody wanted but so then technique is who is the text about? Somebody who is the text about. So, Doctor, in this kind of book, which is Jose Rizal Life Works and Writings, who is the text about is Doctor Jose Rizal. Wanted, what does the character want? So in this book, the Filipino people will achieve freedom from the Spaniards. That's what the character wants, no? Which is Dr. Jose Rizal. But what was the problem encountered? Dr. Jose Rizal was exiled, meaning expelled, executed, tinanggal, kinulong, inalis. And next thing that you have to locate is the so, which is how does the problem solved. And in this story, the Filipino people obtained help from the Americans. And then, how does it end? Eventually, the Filipinos were freed from the bloody hands of the Spaniards. So, again, if you are going to use the first technique, which is the somebody wanted but so then, the first thing that you have to look for is somebody, which pertains to who is the text about, wanted, what does the character want, But what was the problem encountered? So, how does the problem solved? And then how does it end? And if you will to put it into summary or into text, it will look like this. So, just read it. Life and works of Dr. Jose Rizal talks about his moving love for his country. The hero serves all his life just to save the Filipino people from the bloody hands of the Spaniards. Although Dr. Jose Rizal was exiled, the Filipinos still achieved freedom through the help of the Americans. Now, the second technique that we have when we are summarizing particular academic text is SAAC method, or pertains to state, assign, action, complete, wherein it determines what to include in the summary. And the information that you have to locate is the state, the name of the article, book, or the story. Second, assign, the name of the author. Third, action, what the author is doing, explain, defines, narrates, or what was the action being taken by the author. So the author was just writing the story of Dr. Rizal to inform the Filipino people how heroic Dr. Rizal during his time. And complete the important details. So the important details of the book is that Rizal gave up his life just to serve and save his beloved country. Again, when you are going to use the SAAC method when summarizing, the first thing that you have to locate is the name of the article, book, or story. The second one is the assign or the name of the author. Third is the action or what was action being taken by the author or what the author is doing or explains, defines, or narrates. And the last one is the complete or the important details. No? And if you will to put it into text, can everybody please read? Life and Works of Dr. Jose Rizal was written by Gregorio Fernandez Zaide, a well-known historian. He utilized the book to inform the Filipino people about the events in Rizal's time. Through that, it will allow the present generation to appreciate Rizal's efforts in serving and saving his beloved country during his time. And that is SAAC method.